Good morning, bonjour, buenas noches. Welcome to Life Lessons Straight Up with a Twist. I'm your host, Charity Youngblood, and I am so excited and grateful that you are here with me today. This podcast is unedited because life is unedited. You can't go back in a conversation you had with a friend or a presentation that you gave at work and delete the parts you weren't so proud of. So we are not playing that game here either. What we will do here is ask ourselves the right questions to learn the lessons for the season we are currently in, aka this present moment. Remember, all the answers you seek are within you. I'll say that again. All the answers that you seek are within you. You do not need me or anyone else to tell you what the answers are. What we do need is to ask the right questions so that the answers reveal themselves to us with crystal clear clarity. As always, we'll get started with a question and whatever activity you engage in for self-reflection and introspection, please feel free to do. So whether that's writing in a journal, recording yourself saying the questions and then saying your responses out loud, drawing, singing, dancing, sculpting, okay? Do what works best for you. So today's first question is, when is my answer? It depends. When is my answer? It depends. So I was in a conversation with a friend of mine the other day who is we're on a parallel career journey. Both of us are shifting careers and kind of trying to figure things out. And we're in the same coaching program as well, a career coaching program. And one of the parts of the program that we had to do was to fill out a personality test. And we were actually talking about that particular portion, like the personality test. And I have a little bit of a bias to personality tests, specifically because most of them have questions that are not scenario based, or if they are scenario based, it depends. And it's funny because I use that a lot, and after that conversation, we started realizing that there actually should be an it depends for personality tests too. But the reason why I wanted to bring this question up today on the podcast is, especially when we're looking at our own journeys in self-improvement, like there's going to be an area that you focus on, like whatever the area is that you focus on, where maybe you want to incorporate a habit, or maybe you want to, change a certain aspect of your life. And some of the things might not have been working the way that you intended them to be. And it really might be helpful to explore this in that way, to explore this particular question in that way. So, for example, I know I've said this before on the podcast, I am absolutely obsessed with novelty. Like, I need things to be new experiences, new places, new environments, like new food. So what that looks like in my day-to-day life, I don't like eating the same thing every day. Every single day, I eat something different for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Every single day. If I do have leftovers, I can have leftovers like once, right? And then after that, I'm like, I'm not gonna eat that again. So there's that piece of it, right? Like I need it to be new. It's gotta be new. It's gotta be exciting. But then I thought about it, and I have this ritual for tea in the morning. I used to drink coffee, but it really hurts my stomach. And once I stopped drinking coffee, I had a lot less, stomach issues. And I've had a lifetime of stomach issues. We'll have to talk about that on a different time in the podcast. But long story short, I drink, even when I did drink coffee, I drank the exact same coffee. It was an oat milk latte from Peet's. And so now I drink tea, and it's the exact same peppermint tea. And anytime I try to change it and have like any other flavor, my mind is like, I want peppermint tea in the morning. It's invigorating. and I love the smell. And it's just, it's that's what it is. And we thought about that, and I was exchanging this story with her, and I'm like, what other areas of my life does it depend? And so as you're thinking about this and exploring this question, really think about the areas that you're trying to change, right? Like maybe there is something you're trying to incorporate. Maybe movement is one, like exercise. And you're the type of person to say, well, oh God, I hate exercise. But it depends, right? Because let's say a friend of yours invited you out for a walk in the park, and you guys are walking and talking, and all of a sudden an hour and a half goes by. So are you really that, disgusted, right, with exercise? Probably not. So that's one of the reasons why I felt this question was really worth digging into and exploring, because it really will allow you to see some of the things that you might not have realized about yourself. Another aspect of this could be in the form of a structure of your schedule, right? So if you think about this in a different way, when you're thinking, I need to have a really structured schedule. Like, let's say you're that type of person. You need to know from this time to this time, I'm going to be doing that. And from this time to this time, I'm going to be, focused on X, Y, and Z. But if you get a phone call in the middle of that, and it's a phone call that you've really been waiting for somebody that you haven't heard from years, and they have exciting news to tell you, you're going to answer that phone call. So do you really need the structure that you said to get those things done? Well, now it depends. So definitely have some fun with this one. Dig into this and explore just different areas of your life. Or when you say, I don't like to do X, right? I don't like to, same thing. I don't like to exercise. I don't like to get up early. I don't like to, whatever the case may be. And then add another aspect of it depends. Like, what would get you to exercise? What would get you to get up early? One of the examples that I love is if somebody was offering you $1 million to invest in whatever idea it was that you were bringing to the table, you wouldn't procrastinate. So that's another example. Well, I procrastinate all the time unless, right? So it depends. Maybe you don't procrastinate if you're being offered $1 million to invest in that idea that you've been putting off. So have some fun with this one. Those were the questions that I had for today. Definitely rate, review, share your experiences, share your self-reflection and self-discovery journey with me. Wherever you rate and review the podcast, and reach out. Just let me know how it's going. And as always, thank you so much for listening. And until next time, take care.